welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Davina and kindly subscribe. I was a bit skeptical of doing this video, but I said it's story time, guys. Story time. So I met this guy on one of the social media platforms. And I think we should name this guy first before we just go far. Let's name him Mango. Yeah, let's name him Mango. So you see those kind of people who just comes to your timeline and comments, like all your pictures, comes to your DM, checks on you daily, just want to know how your life is going on, what's going on with you, just want to keep in touch with you. You see, we became friends. Anyway, fast forward, our friendship elevated. We became best friends on social media. After becoming best friends on we exchanged contacts. And now we could view WhatsApp status. So after exchanging our contacts, cousin could view status. Yeah, because we don't have any serious business. Actually, we're not talking of love and relationships. We don't have any serious business. Cousin could share memes, just cracking up jokes and yeah, checking on each other once in a while. I mean, we could even go silent for a very long time. Yeah, so nothing serious, no strings attached. Anywho, I could view his status. WhatsApp. This weekend, Akomara. The next weekend, Akovasha. The next weekend, he's, I don't know, in Malindi. Costo. I was like, wow. This is the kind of friends I need.
Kind of friends I need in my life.
I need this kind of friends. I need this kind of friends who hang out, who live life. I mean, these are the kind of friends who live life. You see? Fast forward, on this evening, I received a call from Mango. Mango tells me, let's say it was on a Tuesday because he informed me 3 days before the day. So he calls me on Tuesday and tells me, will you be available during the weekend? I'm like, what's up? He's like, okay, I'll be hosting kind of a party. My brother is flying out. We'll be hosting a party for him, having dinner together, and I would like us to celebrate together, you see? I was like, okay, I'll pull up. Because me and parties, me and enjoyment,
Me and enjoyments.
me and enjoyment, inseparable. So I said, yeah.
Yes.
I said yes. I said yes. So on the due dates, he told me the party starts at 7 p.m. I should be at his place by 7 p.m. You see. So I prepared myself, and by 6 I was on the road. Of course, he stays, so this guy tells me he stays along Mandera Road, Akantumia Pin. So it was around 6 p.m. and mind you, during this period kuna curfew, so I had to hurry up, and by 6 p.m. I was on the road. Mind you, while on Mombasa Road, this guy just decides to call me and tell me, uko wapi? And I'm like, ndio natoka kwa nyumba, because I know the traffic on Mombasa Road, by the time if you get town, it will be
longer.
So this guy just calls me and like, uko ndio natoka kwa hao, tunaweza fanya hii stuff kesho because bro ameamua ata catch flight kesho, so we will link up tomorrow. And I'm like, nishapanda gari, nisha request Uber. He's like, okay, just come.
I was not going back.
I've done my makeup. Nimeweka mind I'm going out. Literally, I was never going out. It's him who had invited me out. I had no minds of going out that weekend. I was just going to stay indoors. But now my mind is set that I'm going to have a blast. Enjoyment. Alcohol.
So, mimi nikaendelea na safari. Yeah, the journey continued.
So I sent him a text informing him I'm on the way coming.
Courtesy.
So he just went silent. He actually went silent. He never replied me. I called him severally. He went silent. I was like, anyway, I'm on Mombasa Road and there's traffic. Let me not just worry. Chanifike tao kwanza, I just take an Uber, then I call him while heading to his place. So I'm in town. I request for an Uber and my Uber is here. I get into the Uber and tell I had this instinct of call him fast before alighting. Call him fast because it was some minutes to curfew time, some minutes to 10. Mind you, remember I had called him earlier on, but he never picked my phone calls. I had messaged him, haku reply. I called him on WhatsApp, he never picked up. And I was like, maybe he's busy and by the time nifike Mandera Road, he'll be calling back, he'll answer back. So, and this Uber guy just decides to wait over there. I think someone had requested a ride and he was just waiting over there and stuffs like that. So, I was standing just outside the apartment. Unajua, I was low-key frustrated, but I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. I need to do this. I've already, nimetoka huko kote sizi rudi and it's enjoyment and it's just waiting I can't waste my time. Some hours on the road, coming, going back. No. Let me just stand here, call him. I stood there for 30 minutes, 30 good minutes. Waiting for this guy. Whom I've never met, but is just a friend, remember that? So, 30 minutes are over and I'm still standing there, very much embarrassed. Enjoyment, partying will kill me one day. So, I decided to request for an Uber to town because time was not on my side. Mi sikuwa nataka nishikwe because of curfew, no. I request for an Uber and guess who? The guy who dropped me over there comes back. You see, I get into my Uber and head to town. Halfway to town, this guy decides to call back. Now is when
he has seen the missed calls. You see?
Now he has seen the missed call, he decides to call back. And me being who I am, I just received the call and it's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Where? I'm like, niko tu hapa chini. I've just arrived with an Uber. Niko hapa tu karibu. So, can you just kindly come to the gate? And he's like, no, you just pay security sim, I'll talk to him. I told my Uber guy, back to where you came from. Yeah, we went back. Okay, in a few minutes we were there, and the guy talked with the gate man. I was up. I went to the apartment, and shock on me, shock on me. You see, this guy on social media, these muscular guys, tall guys, I think it's the angles that you used to take his picture. To me, this guy was tall. That's what I understood from his pictures. You see, he was tall and muscular. Of course, he was muscular, but
Shock on me.
this guy was very short. I mean, this inappropriate Kamondo was very short. Huh? Mr. Mango was very short. Anyway, that was not my problem. I mean, he's not even my lover. We have nothing together. I just came here for enjoyment, for alcohol, for gibblies. So, get into the house is not even apologetic that, oh, sorry for keeping you waiting, sorry for not answering your 20 missed calls and stuff like that. Anyway, it's just a friend. I bump into 4 other friends of his, and we started talking, trying to know each other, get to know each other, stuff like that. But all this time I was still shocked on how short this guy was, because oh my god, I never expected it. Honestly, he was very short compared to his pictures. I mean, who his cameraman must be the realest, the baddest. He knows how to fix the angles. So we started talking, and this guy just comes up with this conversation of the way he doesn't like girls sleeping at his place. The way he goes to clubs and girls just follow him up to the gates, and he just tells them, you can't go to my place and stuff like that. Of course, he lives in a bougie area, bougie estates, you see. So this guy goes like, oh, I don't like girls staying at my place. I don't like it. I stuff like. You see, for me, I think I'm low-key naive, because I swear that thing couldn't even get into my mind that he's trying to pass a message to me. Nothing. Me, I'm thinking of going out. I mean, there was a club that was operating 24/7 just nearby to his place. You see? And for me, in my mind, I was like, we're going to this club till 4 a.m. And then at 4 a.m., we'll just leave and I'll take my Uber back home. You see? That was my plan. So we decided to go to the club with his friends. And all of a sudden, this guy just started acting weird. Anywho, he had other friends. I can remember one male friend and a lady. And there was another lady, but we had left her in the house. So we were, how many are those? I can't get it. So in my mind, I was like, we're going to have a blast. You see those kinds of friends whom you're going out with, and you're going to have several shots of tequila and some enjoyment, some music and dance. You see, you turn up. It's a weekend, yeah. Mind you, it was past curfew while we were heading to the club. And this guy was literally saying hi to every traffic officer. He even calls them by their names. He knows them, you see. And I'm like, wow, this is nice. So we are safe. So we go to the club, and something about me, I don't know why, I'm slow to notice the reactions of people towards me. You know, the kinds of mixed feelings of people towards me. I'm very slow. I'm slow. So we are this high-end club in Lavington, and this guy goes like, tutakunywa nini? And I'm like, what are you going to take? I think whiskey will be better. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Then he goes like, let me confirm with my friend first. Okay. I understood his friend was the one catering for the bills. The one he's called the brother. Yeah, is the one who was taking care of the bills. So this guy comes back with a gin. I was ready for the night. I was ready for the enjoyment. I mean, I was full blast. Oh. We take some shots. Something just knocks my head, and I'm like, don't get drunk. I started taking some water, because you see, this is a guy I've never met. Okay, he's just a friend that is not going to harm me in any way, of course, but something might happen. Something nasty might happen to you. Just take it slow anyway. There's someone you don't know and there's alcohol. We just started dancing, and around 12, this guy just comes to me and he's like, utakula? I don't like that kind of question, because I arrived at your place late and it's now 12 and we're going to drink. And what's question is, bring food. I mean, bring food. Just ask me utakula chakula gani. So for me, that was a turn off. I mean, I was like, no, let me not just expense them anyway. Anaweza niachia bill. No. So the girl who was with his friend also said she's okay. The boy is now ordered for the food. The food was brought to the table, sizzling. Nilikuwa nasikia si mtu anipei chakulaki. But because of, I don't know how this girl is gonna react to the bill at the end. I don't know their character and stuff like that. No. Let me just keep it low. I just take some few shots with several glasses of water. And now it's around 1 a.m. We are dancing, we are having fun. We're just having the time of our life. You see? Mimi nimejiwachilia huko, I'm dancing. And I'm like, it is what it is. I'm not going to drink. Let me dance. Let me enjoy life while I'm sober. So at around 1:30 a.m., this guy just comes to me and he's like, Aki nimechoka. And I'm like, oh, okay. What does he mean? Anyway, I'm like, mi sijachoka bado. You know me, I usually party the whole night. I mean, I can go home at around 5 a.m. or 6. And he's like, mi nimechoka kabisa. Even the other guys that were with him, the lady and the guy were like, tumechoka, and tomorrow we're also coming out to party. Let's just go rest. You see, I had two options. It's either, kama watakubali, I just go with them and sleep with the lady whom we had left at the house, or I just stay at the club till morning. But now it's dawned on me that I'm going to stay in the club, because this guy just came to me and he's like, sisi acha tuende. I was shivering. I mean, nikasema, wa sasa hapa manze. Okay, hapa ni la vie for heavenly sake. Peke yangu. And I don't have any kind of friend behind. And they're going with the liquor.
With the alcohol.
So the lady just asked me, are you not going to follow us to our place? And I'm like, no, okay, I'm fine. I'll just have to stay here till morning. And he's like, no, why are you not going with Mango? And I'm like, no, you know, Mango is just a friend of mine, and we actually met today. This is the first day we met. We've never met before. She goes like, really? Yeah. This lady was so sympathetic with me. She even asked me, do you have Uber money? I'm like, yeah, I'm well sorted. I mean, this is something I was expecting, because we don't have any relationship with this guy. He just calls me out for enjoyment. Yeah, that is it. So I just have to stay here till 4 a.m. and then I'll connect my way back. Yeah. So these guys left and I stayed. I stayed in the club. At around 2 a.m. naanza kuhisi baridi. There's no alcohol. Mind you, this is a high-end club. Plus, sahi hata hamu ya pombe sina. This curfew, you know. The music volume inaanza kureduciwa. Slow by slow. At around 3:30, the club was... Unadhani mtu alikuja na savia taka. No one in the club. Me and the bouncers and the security men. In fact, the bouncers came and asked me, tunaweza kuchukulia taxi, madam? Nikaanza kupiga hesabu in my head. The taxi money and the Uber money. You know, taxis are very expensive always. And I was like, no. For inafika tu sahi. Because for an Uber, and then I'll connect my way back home. Ile baridi ilinipiga. You know, when you're sober, I wish I was drunk, because, you know, when you're sober, you're just facing things in harsh times and you're like, man. It was such an awkward moment for me to stay behind, because kila mtu alienda. At around 3:50, by then I was shivering, mpaka natetemeka hivi. Maana ya Nini ilinitoa kwangu? Anywho, no time for regret. Party animals, you understand, you get me. At around 3:50, nika request Uber. Uber akaniambia, hello, niko hapa James Gishuru, let me just come pick you. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Nika prepare, nikaenda kwa gate, akanipick. Just piga one katan from the club. There was a vehicle parked across the road. I mean, just across the road. Unaelewa, across the road, right? I was telling the guy, you know, when I'm triggered, when my mind is triggered, I just think so fast. I'm like, wait, tuchukue tu route nyingine kama huyu amepark tu katikati ya barabara. Let's just take another route that will connect us our way to town. He's like, no, let's just wait. And I'm like, what's wrong with this Uber guy? Okay. Apparently, this guy who had parked the car across the road is a police officer. He just parked there because he knew watu wanatoka hiyo club that time, wanaelekea home na wanapitia hiyo route, most of them. The police officer just comes out and is like, he took the car keys from the Uber driver. There's this drunk guy who came, our savior. The police officer stops him and he's like, what?
Wacha ujinga. Fungua njia. Ama nikukanyage, toka njiani.
Stuff like that. You see, this police officer is trying to stop this guy, and this guy is being rude and all over. This guy is apparently drunk. He's very, very drunk. We were in the same club. So, this guy just turns his car, and the police officer tries to obstruct him from going by standing at the way. This guy almost knocked this police officer down, actually. The drunk guy just drives off, and we were left there. So, guys, mind you, it was 3:58 a.m. And the police officer tells us, haijafika 4. Hii ni curfew time. He just tells me, wait. And I'm like, maybe he's coming to my rescue. This guy goes like, he hangs up on me. And I'm like, maybe he's coming to my rescue. So this police officer just comes. I'm just there seated, looking at him like, so he comes back with the car keys and tells the Uber driver, usifanye makosa tena. So we just drove scot-free like that, and then I arrived home safely. Mind you, this guy never calls me back. He calls me at 7 a.m. and telling me, ulifika home? And I'm like, yeah, nilifika, niko salama. I deleted his number because I never wanted to see his WhatsApp status again. I just never wanted to hear from him again, because that's not the way you treat your friends, more so during the first meet and greet. That's not the way to act up. That's not the way to behave. Moral of the story, these sneaky links, these sneaky meetups. Yeah, he was just a friend, but it was a sneaky link. I mean, mi sikuwa namjua. We just met on social media, and we are headed straight to the pub, not knowing someone's behavior. Meaning, angeniita siku moja niambie twende Masai Mara ama twende Coastal. There's a possibility he could have left me there.
Bruh.
Be careful, be extra careful with the people you meet up. Even though they are just friends, be extra careful. Going crazy. I'm going. I think I'll be doing more of this because this one has moral lessons. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I love you guys. If you have not subscribed,
subscribe.
And I'll be posting another video. So stay tuned. Turn on the notification bell so as not to miss out on the next video. It will be fire. It will be more fire.
It will be more fire.
And if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. And kindly subscribe if you have no. Adios, I'm done. See ya, ciao.